Hey, what's going on, everybody? The Seer here, and I have a special guest today in Updog. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. It's Cosmic Crucible Season Week 2 starting up, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. Me too.
Yeah, so today we're going to go over the defense options. Typically, during the seasons, I like to put out 4 teams that you can use on per stage, that we can have a choose-your-own-adventure type of defense that you want to go with. Starting today, we're going to go with the global rules. Basically, your Wakanda characters are going to count as Illuminati. I found this as a non-factor. Have you been using this at all, or do you see any use in this right now?
Not really. If you are not getting like Captain Britain, or you just barely got Shuri, then you can use OG Shuri. But really, the other Wakanda characters aren't worth it at this point, right? To have. So it's the global
Yeah.
rules really aren't worth it.
Yeah, same here. As far as like plug and play options, I wanted to show 3 teams that are pretty much good in every season to where they're going to drain some efficiency out of you. So I have the Out of Time with Dorm, I have Infinity Watch, and Darkhold Quicksilver. I know some people will use like Infinity Watch with Quicksilver or Out of Time with Quicksilver. He's just a good plug and play to kind of elevate those teams. What are your thoughts on those?
Yeah, even Quicksilver with that out of time team. If you keep Dorman there, that's a really tough team. But for the most part, Tangled will still beat any of these teams here. But they are a good general like efficiency killing teams. They're not hard to beat, but they just take a lot of turns.
That's kind of the point. Yeah,
Yep.
get that efficiency going for you.
Yep.
Let's head on over to stage 1, Full House. So this one here is going to be a pretty impactful, basically a room for you. Last week I was running the Gambit Rogue with Forge, with Captain America and Black Knight. That got me a win pretty much every single round. I did end up breaking that up though, just because I wanted to do Black Knight elsewhere, and basically I'm just going to use my Extreme X-Men with Rogan here. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they're really good. It's a great room for them because they can, as long as they don't have trauma, they can clear off that ability block and still do a lot of work against your opponents. So, and they can take a lot of turns too if they get around to it. So, depending on
Yeah.
what team your opponent uses against them. So yeah, it's definitely still a great team.
Yeah, as far as ISO choices, I'm going all Raider on all of the Extreme X-Men and Rogue team.
Yeah.
A very good alternative that I know you're a fan of is going to be that Superior Knights team.
Yeah.
Make Green Goblin Classic that skirmisher. He goes first, puts trauma with ability block out there on everybody, and it's just going to ruin your day.
Yeah. Yep, it's rough.
Yeah. Another alternative, you can do the Extreme Rogue add in Dorm, and you can kind of do choose whoever you want to be that 5th member, whether it's Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Sunspot, whoever you want.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good option too. They're just a very modular team where you kind of piecemeal them, however,
Right.
or break them off into 2 teams.
Yep.
For stage 2, Fatigued, I think this is a pretty interesting room. Basically, ultimate abilities are going to cost 2 less. If you have slow, you're going to get that assist now. I was running that Hive Mind Sasquatch Super Scroll team in here. After I saw how easy they were to beat, especially the level that we're at for Cosmic Crucible, I decided to move them out to stage 6 later on in the week. But for week 2, I end up switching it over. So I saw Juicy go against this on his video, and it was a very interesting defense. So it's Thanos and Proxima, add in Guardian for that offense up, Sasquatch for that free taunt, and then Super Scroll.
Mm-hmm.
This looks very interesting. I'm very excited to try it out. Have
Yeah.
you seen this one at all?
I have not seen it at all. Did Juicy beat it, or how did it go?
Yeah, he ended up dropping the first attack, and then he had to go
Oh.
in with a different team
Okay.
just because the stuns that Guardian and Proxima gives
Yeah.
off on that turn 1,
Mm-hmm.
and Super Scroll ult on turn 1, it's just a very bad time. So
Yeah.
it's very tricky.
Now, is that the positioning you would do there? How you have it laid out, or?
That's how the opponent ended up having it on there. So
Okay.
Sasquatch is basically going to hit the Super Scroll.
Right.
As far as giving out like say you do a Red Hulk into it or something,
Mm-hmm.
it's still going to allow Thanos to kind of pop off.
Right.
It's going to have it to where Guardian Proxima can still ult turn 1 to stun you.
True.
So
Okay.
it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. I would probably, if I were to run this team, I'd probably put swap Scroll and maybe Guardian, or put Scroll next to Thanos. So Thanos, in case they get a kill, in case they sack it for whatever reason, then Thanos is feeding that energy to Scroll. That'd be my only
that's
idea.
That could definitely be an option
Yeah.
for sure. Another option in here, if you have your Black Order built up, is going to be that Black Order Quicksilver. I like to put Thanos and Quicksilver on opposite ends. That way, if you try to go in with like that new Warriors, you're not hitting both of them at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
The Spider Society with Tangled Web combo, so you can take out like Ghost Spider and put Spider-Man War in there, so you have 2 Tangled Web members. I think that could be very interesting in Stage 2.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm kind of eager to try maybe later on in the season, just to see if that does end up actually working.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. I don't know if I would be... It'd be kind of scary for me to lose Tangled on offense, but it might be worth it, you know?
Yeah, well, we'll see, since Annihilation and Odin is coming out probably while the season's still going on.
Yeah, yep.
For Stage 3, so basically I treat this one as like a dead room. The room rules don't feel impactful to me personally, so I'm just going to use my Spider Society with Black Knight in here. I used the full Spider Society last week. I decided to move the Black Knight over here for this week.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Black Knight Spider Society gave me trouble in week 1. I don't know if it was just I was stretched too thin because there was Mephistos on defense as well that I was dealing with, but yeah, it was definitely a pain point for me.
Yeah, same here. I ended up having to sack at the last time I faced it, and then I just went in for the easy cleanup, and I ended up losing by like 12 points. So that third round was a little sour taste, but they did good.
Yep.
As far as alternates, teams that can go in here, you can move that Hive Mind Super Scroll team with Sasquatch in 3, I think. Just treat it as a dead room, that should be fine there.
Yeah.
Or use your Extreme Rogue in here, or just stick with the same Spider Society, since Peter's able to get those vulnerables cleansed off of you. Makes it to where your opponent can't even take advantage of the room rolls.
Right. Yep, and I've also heard of another team that might be okay in here. It would be Secret Defenders with Nightcrawler. If you can spare that on defense, that might be something to consider, because it kind of messes with turn order with Nightcrawler going so fast. He most likely will give speed bar to Robbie because he has the highest damage. So, and this room kind of calls out, if there's a vulnerable, apply bleed. So that's just more fuel for Robbie, and so something we might see. I don't know.
That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying using my Secret Defenders for offense finally.
I know, right?
On the defense for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's head on over to Stage 4, Vibranium Enhanced. This is one of my favorite roles right now. It just gives you so much theory crafting, because you're basically taking away your ultimate on turn 1. As soon as you can use it, it's going to be on turn 2. Unless it's like a Tangled Web to where Weaver gets hit, then she can ult turn 1. Now, the team I'm putting in here is kind of an experimental team. I was talking with Old Timey, and he was working with Zero, and it sounded like this one had some success to it. It's going to be a kind of a trap team.
Yeah.
So it's Phoenix, Colossus, Cyclops, Bishop for another Pre-Taunt, and then Old Man Logan in here. I'm not really losing too much as far as like having a Nightcrawler in here or Guardian in here. Stuff like that. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, I love Zero's theory crafting ideas that he always comes up with, and of course he has to put Cyclops in there because that's his favorite character. But I think Cyclops gives some speed bar to Colossus if there's a death. So I'm assuming like either Bishop or Phoenix. If they die, then Colossus will get some speed bar, I believe it is. But I think it's a good test team, good trap team. Interested to see what kind of results you guys get on that. So yeah, definitely room 4 is a really great room for Old Man Logan. So yeah, Well, it'll be fun to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. The team I was using last week, which worked really well if you want to go for that one, is going to be that Guardian, Nightcrawler, Panda, Old Man Logan, Zombie Juggernaut. It did really well in stage 4 and 5 for me,
Hmm.
so you can definitely go with one of those options. If you get in the Captain Britain, Illuminati will work fantastic in here. Or you can go with like that Mercs for Money with Black Knight in here. That's another really good option for you.
Okay. Yep. Definitely agree.
Or stage 5. So for this one here, I'm choosing Violence by putting my Mephisto with Illuminati. Now I know not everybody's going to have both of those characters. So alternatives in here is going to be the team that we talked about in stage 4, the Superior Knights team, and also one not listed on here is going to be that Extreme X-Men with Rogue. That does fantastic in here just based on the safeguards that Nightcrawler and Rogue can keep up on themselves. Gambit's going to start with the safeguard also. Then you have Forge in there to be able to keep them alive. Uh, which option do you like the best out of those if you don't have
Ooh.
the Mephisto and Illuminati?
um. Well, probably the Extreme Rogue or the Black Knight with Superior 6 would probably be my choice. What I would go with.
Yeah,
So
those two teams are just brutal.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, even I didn't. Let's see. I only ran a 3-piece Illuminati with regular Shuri, and I don't remember if I think I might have used Quicksilver or something too. But I did that for like round 1, I think, for the first week, and it got me a win because I think they weren't expecting the OG Shuri to do anything, but gave
Yeah.
the and I didn't have Hank either, so yeah, it was caught them off guard. So
That it would. And with the Hank there, it definitely throws a
yes.
wrench in to where it kind of helps counter that new Warriors. I know some people are struggling with that
Yep.
just because Shuri would go so fast, and then Hank will end up popping off his safeguard. So it definitely makes it to where the new Warriors isn't that great of a counter that we thought they were.
Right. Yep.
Now for stage 6, this was Duelim's Destruction, the run that Duelim ended up coming up with.
Yep.
And on Dorky Dad's video, he actually showed off the Dark Cold Dakin, and it definitely caught people by surprise. It's going to help counter that Tangled Web counter into them and New Warriors. Just because if they get Stealth, Dakin's going to end up going very quickly and popping off for you. And then if you start using your ultimate, it's going to start feeding this team to where they can kind of get the steamroll going. That's what I'm excited to test out here in 6. Have you seen this one, or is Dorky Dad's video like the first time you've seen it?
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it, but I think I heard people talking about it. But yeah, it definitely makes sense. Really good way to kind of counteract the Tangled Web or anybody who gets stealth. I think Gwenpool goes into stealth if she gets too low. So yeah, like you said, if you use New Warriors, then that might be a problem too. But yeah, Darkhold, for whatever reason, I don't understand it. For whatever reason, they're just super strong in 6. I just don't get it.
we have the new cockroaches of MSF.
Yeah.
Darkhold is back.
Yep.
Now, as far as the alternatives, I did end up moving that Hive Mind Super Scroll Sasquatch into Stage 6, just because if you know the counter for them in Stage 2, it's very high efficiency.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, I'm just going to move them over to 6. I'll throw something else in 2, so I can try to spread you out a little bit.
Yeah.
The Superior Knights obviously work great in here. And then Spider Society, I think they can be very strong in Stage 6 as well if you want to take advantage of that. Because you're going to start using ultimates to counter them. They're going to start getting the ultimates faster and popping off even more. Have you tested any of those defenses out?
I did have Spider Society for the Crucible tournament in 6, and it did pretty well for me, I think. So I only lost to Dorky. Every time I've lost in the tournament, I've lost to the champion, of course, right? So I know Mobile struggled against me, and who did I face? I can't remember who I faced the other round, but it was Benny Westside. So yeah, it was definitely a good team. It was definitely a good team in 6, Spider Society. So
yeah, so those are the defenses that we have here today. Anything that you want to kind of promote? as far as, because I know with the new dates for Cosmic Crucible, you're going to be streaming on different days now, right?
Yep, I changed my schedule. So Sundays, Tuesdays, and Fridays now is my stream schedule, 8 p.m. Central. And on Crucible days, I help whoever needs help with their attacks. And if we run out of people, then I just do my own. And a lot of the times I don't get to my own on stream. I'll have to do it off stream. But I don't mind because I like helping people and just like talking about theory crafting like we did here. So
yeah, it's a fun time right now. It's when we can actually do the theory crafting and things haven't really settled.
Yep.
So I'm very excited for that. And I am very close to that 1,000 subs myself. So please make sure to subscribe to this channel. We did a defense video over on Updog's channel. I'm going to put that in the description below, as well as his Twitch. So make sure that you check him out live on Twitch.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Until next time, have no problem. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day, everyone.